Hey, it's John and Mike, brew-sheets.com. We have a mini keg here in front of us. Woo. We are wrapping up the PicoBrew, PicoPro trial that we got from the makers of Pico. And we have the finished beer. This is the Pliny the Elder clone.
Plinius Maximus.
Yes, I am Maximus. I work for your father, Marcus Aurelius. That was a really bad quote from a movie. Anyway, notice the beard? Anybody? Anyway? Hey, no shave ember. Not you, you goof. Somebody's got to grow a beard on this show. Anyway, so we're tasting beers. The last process was after it fermented in the other keg after 2 weeks. You can actually do a closed transfer.
Right.
I did a closed little transfer. I put my CO2 on one, and then there's a little transfer hose.
Like a jumper?
Yep.
Black to black?
Black to black.
Nice.
Out, and then put it right into the this keg, and then I just carved it up using my own CO2 tank. They actually had a regulator for those CO2 capsules.
Yeah.
But no capsules in the kit. So I just used my own CO2, which I'm sure is just as good as what I could get in a little canister that's that big.
Maybe a little more control.
Yeah, and it's nice to think that, you know, if we ever do another brew, which you probably will, that option is there. So I don't have to use my my CO2 if I have another keg and I'm running it in my fridge. So here we go. The only other key element of that is there is, although I didn't really have any instructions, maybe I did, I don't remember, I don't think so, but they gave a little packet of hops. So we are actually, and it was in a very fine meshed bag.
Oh, yeah, dry hop.
Yep, so it is in the keg.
It's in there right now.
Right now, so that's there. Huh. A little bit of aroma. Not that we're that familiar with this beer.
with the inspiration
right.
beer.
But you know, we're thinking it's going to be a West Coast IPA, old school, but one that's highly regarded. So, Mike, what's your initial thoughts on this particular brew?
Well, it's not like screaming hop aroma, as you just said, but it does have a interesting floral aroma to it. I can't say that I can actually identify what the hops are, because it's not like screamingly citrus to me or screamingly fruity. It's just more floral.
Yeah.
There's a floral aroma to it. And also there's
oh, you mean in the aroma?
In the aroma, there's also a I'm getting a little bit of the malt base in the aroma too. There's a slight bready quality to it in the aroma, but it's not like super strong. The first thing I get when I taste it is, jumping ahead a little bit, the mouthfeel. It's pretty full-bodied, and I think that maybe that's the hops. It could be the mash, the body of the malt bill. I'm not sure, because it's just a pack, so I can't really.
We don't really have that much information to go with
the
it.
machine was telling us like a 152, a low 150 mash temp, right?
It was stepping it though too.
Stepped up, but I mean, I don't know what's really going on inside either per se. I mean, so I don't know if that's where the body comes from, or if it's or if there's just a lot of bodybuilding malts in here. You know.
Yep.
There's also just there's a bit of a aroma to it and flavor component that I can't 100% place. It's not completely off or off-putting, but I almost wonder if it's like a result of like a less than stronger boil. Right? Is that, and it's not super bitter. The beer isn't super bitter. There's a lot of hop presence there.
Yep.
Maybe the mouthfeel, the coating is more hop resiny dankiness.
Yeah, it's hard for me to pick out the actual hops that are in here. I would think they're like the big 3 C's.
Yep.
But they aren't.
Right. Like I've never had Pliny the Elder, so I'm not 100% sure how this compares to it. I mean, I like it. I think it's drinkable. For the first time through, I mean, you got a good beer. I mean, this is probably, I can say this is better than the first extract beer I ever made.
True. That's right.
Right? I mean, so it's pretty good.
That's a good comparison.
You got keg beer on draft. That's cool. It poured great.
Yep.
So
And I think maybe like 2 more pints and we'll all be done. I think that's the big criticism that people have on the whole process is the volume is not that large.
You know, I remember I see those comments, right? Like, so the volume isn't all that large, but your labor costs are so much lower, right?
True.
Like, for us, a 5-gallon batch, this is like just under 2 gallons, right? This thing?
Yep.
So if you were to scale this up to 5 gallons, say multiply 2 by 2.5 and get us to 5 gallons, if you multiply the labor by 2.5, you're still only like at 10% of the labor we put in for 5 gallons, right? Mm-hmm. So I don't know. I know people. I appreciate the comments about the volume's not enough for me, but if you lived in an apartment or if you were a super busy family person, I don't know. I think I still am attracted to the idea of dropping a pack in, putting the water in, hitting go. You could invest in more of these, and in a fridge like this behind me, you could have like 8 of these going, and then suddenly you've got more beer than I have in volume and also in variety. So I get it that, okay, it's only 2.5 gallons. You might go through it fast, but so you brew this, you brew a stout, a brown ale, a lager, or whatever, and then you brew this again, right? So you've got 2, so once this goes dry, you tap it into the next one. I don't know. I appreciate the comment, but there's a, put the thing in and hit go, and then you walk away and make some burgers or something, right? I mean,
because that's the next thing you do.
That's what you do.
You just want to be the master of the mini kegs. You want to have 8 or 10 of these.
Well, these things are pretty sweet rather than doing like a growler off camp growlers.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So we do all kinds of stuff off camera here. So I don't know. I love these. I think these are great.
Yeah.
These are just as expensive as 5-gallon kegs.
Yeah, that's pretty.
So these are pretty good value right there, right?
All right, so I think that's our Pico experience.
So far, yeah.
Yeah, I think that we'll brew another beer. We'll probably have a tasting on camera, see how that goes. I want to also tweak a little bit. I followed everything to the letter. I even used the yeast that came with the pack. I may play around with it with the next brew. We have a pretty big stout that I got a pack for. I may just play around with it. I mean, I use the dry Safe Bale 05 yeast and just put the whole packet in there, as prescribed. So I will do that, but maybe just make sure it's fresh, or I don't know.
I think to be fair, right, is like we follow the directions to the T, right? Mm-hmm. But every brewer has evolved their own method with their system and their process, and they read the forums, they read magazines, they do whatever, and they pick what works for them and how to make better and better beer. And if something doesn't work for you, you change techniques until the beer gets better. Same thing with this. I mean, the PicoBrew machine is just the machine. Yep. There's nothing telling you that you can't get half a vial of WLP 001, make a mini starter, and have an even more aggressive ferment, that type of thing, or just stuff like that. I don't know. I think there's still opportunities to play and make better beer post wort production, right?
Yeah.
I mean, making beer is really when the yeast goes in, and then you start changing wort into beer, right? So there's still some influence there. You could add your own dry hops. I mean, who knows what that was, and who knows how old they are. I mean, I'm 100% certain they sent us all super fresh stuff, but you drink this and go, oh, I wish this was a little bit more lemony and tangerine. So you say, I'm going to dry hop this thing with Citra and Amarillo.
There you go.
And go for it, right?
See how it goes.
Or you brewed this kit and you go, I don't know, this has got a lot more body. So next time you brew it, maybe you thin it out with a little water. And then dry hop later. And you're like, hey, now, those are the options.
Yep. So I think that might be what we do for next time. So anyway, I hope that you enjoyed watching all these videos. We'll probably put a playlist together on YouTube, just the Pico series. If you have questions about the system, I know that somebody was asking me if I was going to start hacking the packs and brewing my own stuff.
Yeah.
Not sure. That's beyond
in the cards.
Yeah, I don't even know if that's. It's certainly a possibility, but
maybe some side projects. We're still thinking about some creative ways to explore the Pico.
Yeah, and like making our own packs too, because that's the other ability too, that we could make a pack of our own recipe, something that would be Brew Dudes branded, I guess. And
we need to try the sous vide
Well, that's true.
Yeah,
Yeah.
sous vide or
Yes,
something.
we'll cook some meat in that thing too.
Yep.
So, all right. So again, thanks a lot.
Yep.
Hope you enjoyed this video. Hope you enjoyed all the videos we post. We try to do one every week. Please, if you've liked it, like it. If you like all the videos you've seen, please subscribe to our channel. We are the Brew Dudes, or these Brew Dudes for sure. There's some German brewery company, it doesn't matter. But we've been doing this for over 10 years. So appreciate the attention. And again, brew on.
Cheers.